Out at Arrowhead, what's it like out there now?
Well, parties have already started. Tailgating has begun, and man, it's good to be back here at Arrowhead. I'm with a whole bunch of Chiefs fans that have the good idea about having the tent this morning. They are very excited this morning.
We ready?
You do look ready, Wes.
I am ready. That's right.
You're from Kansas City. You guys are some of the best fans of the nation, you'd say, right?
Oh, yeah, we do. Yeah. We're the loudest. We get it going. We're here. We're ready, baby. Rain, let's go.
I think the rain's going to make an impact, though, on the fans cheering.
On the cheering, no. On the field, yes. But the cheering, we're here, baby. We need y'all to come out.
The Ravens have a very good defense. Is that going to really make an impact on Patrick today?
We got Patty Cake make it shake. He makes things happen. You know what I mean? So we're going to be good, baby. We got this.
Yeah, you got a tailgate here. in a prime spot. What do you think the best part of being in tailgating is here?
Tailgating is just like family. You know, we're having fun. We got food. We got drinks. We're having everybody. Let's go! Let's go!
Let's send it off in a chop. How about that? Here we go.
Oh!
Send it back to you, Richard.
That guy is great. Patty Cake making cake. I love it. That's awesome. All right, fans heading out to the game, want to make sure and remind you of a large construction project at I-70 and 435. MoDOT's going to open up the ramps to and from Manchester Trafficway to help alleviate the problem on game days. Main exits are Manchester and Blue Ridge Cutoff. MoDOT put out an interactive map showing which exits you can take to get to your gate. We have a link to that on our website, kshb.com. A reminder, if you are going to the game, kickoff at Arrowhead is at noon. Parking lots are already open, and the stadium gates open at 10 a.m. So, since 41 Action News is the new home of the Chiefs, each weekend you can watch the Hy-Vee Chiefs Insider. Coming up at 10:30, we'll have that show right here on KSHB, and every Saturday night you can catch it at 6:30 p.m. on KMCI at 10:30 p.m. That's every weekend throughout the season, right here on your new home of the Chiefs. 8:04 now. I want to get to some breaking news. Jackson County Sheriff's Office is investigating a shooting. There are at least 5 people were hurt at a Metro nightclub. This happened around 3:30 this morning at the Spot Club near 435 and 23rd Street in the Blue Summit area. 5 victims were brought to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. We're working to learn more details. We'll bring you updates as soon as we get them. Happening today, Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden will be in Kansas City. He is expected to speak to local UAW workers on strike in KCK. If you want to see him, the Jackson County Democrats recommend you get there no later than 1:30. Former Vice President is expected to speak between 2:15 and 3 p.m. The UAW strike against GM is now going into day 7 with little or no signs of either side giving in. Roughly 49,000 workers walked off the job about a week ago, including about 2,000 workers locally. Workers set up picket lines near the entrances of the GM plant in KCK. Now, since the strike began, lawmakers from both Kansas and Missouri came out to show their support for the workers. Congresswoman Sharice Davids and KCK Mayor David Alvey spoke with workers yesterday.
My mom is a union steward. She's in the APWU with the post office, and I think that there are a lot of people who are in Congress right now and who have been running for office who really care about making sure that people who are helping this economy thrive are being paid fairly.
We have the workforce, we have the communities that need and can do the job. Let's do the job. So I encourage you this week, hang in there. Hang in there.
So the main sticking point, if you've been following along our negotiations, is surrounding salaries and health benefits. UAW workers want higher pay and bonuses regardless of GM's profit margins. GM wants bonuses based off of those profit margins. UAW workers want lower health care premiums, and GM is trying to find ways to cut labor costs to be similar to the costs of foreign automakers that pay U.S. factories. Our coverage of the strike continues at kshb.com. There you can read about dozens of local lawmakers who have visited with the workers, as well as how the community is coming together to help the workers on strike. All right, if you're headed to the big game today in an Uber, you may need to know where they can and can't drop you off. You might have to walk a little bit in the rain. We've got those details coming up. And the rain keeps coming. Jeff will have another look at your forecast in just a few minutes. 8:10 now. With the rain, remember that you are allowed to take an umbrella to tailgate. You can even bring it inside the stadium if you're headed that way, but you cannot open it once you are seated. Here's a look at the other things that are allowed inside Arrowhead with inspection. Don't forget Arrowhead's clear bag policy. You can also bring in small clutch bags. Now, there's also a list of what to leave behind. All food, beverages, as well as coolers are not allowed into Arrowhead. Neither are noisemakers, large strollers, or video cameras. Leave those items at home. Make sure you can get into the game smoothly. Well, for those of you who are not driving your own car to the stadium, the Chiefs have a couple of rideshare options. Arrowhead is partnered with Z-Trip. You can book a round-trip ride to and from Arrowhead with preferred entry into the stadium gate 1, or you can take a different rideshare app like Uber or Lyft and be dropped off at the Missouri Welcome Center, which is a little bit further away. And reminder, if you're doing that today, you're likely going to have to walk from there to Arrowhead in the rain.
In the rain. It's going to be raining pretty good, but the system creating the widespread heavy rain is moving a little faster, and so we're going to track that here in a few minutes. Right now, moderate rain at Arrowhead, but look at what's about to move in. Some very heavy downpours from Overland Park to Lee Summit are lifting north towards I-70, all caused by this weather feature right here that we'll be tracking in just a few minutes.
Good morning, everybody. It's the heavyweight matchup you were waiting for. The Chiefs and Ravens are like Ali and Frazier. Arrowhead Stadium will be like the MGM Grand, and today's home opener will go all 12 rounds. Both of these teams bring their 2-0 records into this game. It'll be Chiefs' high-flying offense versus Ravens' suffocating defense. Patrick Mahomes better know where Ravens safety Earl Thomas is. Earl said earlier this week that he plans on eliminating all big plays. Hopefully, Mahomes can duplicate his 377-yard, 2-touchdown performance from last year. The Ravens say they're ready for this one.
And when you look at the schedule, when you saw it a while back, you knew this was a game that was going to be a big test. So, we think we got a really good defense, and we want to go against the best.
We prepare for these elite caliber quarterbacks in this team, like the Kansas City Chiefs. So we're excited for the opportunity.
They're still with me right now. It don't go away until I get that opportunity again and perform very well.
All right, from the pros to the college ranks, Kansas was on cloud 9 after destroying, just obliterating Boston College last Friday night. Could they back it up with another statement win yesterday? KU hosting West Virginia in their Big 12 opener. Second quarter, things looked good early on. Carter Stanley finds Kwame Lassiter on his 28-yard touchdown. Jayhawks get on the board. Third quarter, Stanley looking good, feeling great. It's Andrew Parchment, 75 yards at the house. Folks, we got ourselves a game. 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. It's Stanley to Parchment again on the touchdown. They cut the West Virginia lead to 29-24. Now, after KU gets a stop, the Jayhawks have a chance to win with no time on the clock. It's hook and ladder. KU plowing towards the end zone, but Puka Williams is pushed out of bounds inside the 15. Game over. KU falls 29-24.
I have to be honest with you, I didn't expect them to be that good, and they made plays. And I think our defense was on the field in the first half just seemingly forever.
Mizzou hosting South Carolina in their SEC opener first quarter. South Carolina's Ryan Helinski catches his own batted pass, throws it down thinking the play is over, but Cale Garrett scoops the live ball for the touchdown. Tigers led 17-7 at halftime. Third quarter, Helinski finds Brian Edwards. He takes it the distance, 75 yards to pay dirt. The Gamecocks cut their deficit, but Mizzou, you know what they would answer. It's Kelly Bryant with his own dump pass to Tyler Beatty. That's a 21-yard score. Mizzou extending their lead. Then the Tigers shut the door for good. Check this play out. Ronnell Perkins intercepts Helinski's pass in the end zone. Perkins then takes it 100 yards on the pick six. Unbelievable play right there. Probably the play of the game. Mizzou rolls in this one 34-14.
I'm proud for our team. Excited on the way that they played and executed. Really crucial moments of the game. I thought on offense and defense and kicking, I thought that some of our playmakers really stood up and made plays when we needed it.
Certainly a lot of good college football and some great NFL action between the Chiefs and the Ravens. Will have complete coverage here on air and online later on today. That is your look at sports. Have a beautiful day.
Not so beautiful outside right now with it just dumping right now.
It's really coming down, but I have some beautiful news though. The system producing the heavy rain is moving faster, so that's good,
right?
for tailgaters, and it's good for the game. So let's track this right now in our KB Complete Skyview Network.
Incredible
it
shot.
Is pouring rain out at Arrowhead, and actually will probably get a little heavier before it comes to an end. My goodness, it is coming down like crazy. Out at the Plaza Art Fair, there's been a lot of rain to deal with. Now, the good news is they don't start till 11 a.m. And so really between 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. when they're open, the weather's not going to be that bad. I will explain here. So 66 degrees, the humidity 100%, and east wind at 11 miles per hour. Here is Weather Track Radar. It is raining pretty hard out there at Arrowhead, and the heaviest is still just south of there, and that will be lifting to the north. There's a band of some very heavy rain. No lightning being detected, but heavy rain from Lexington and Odessa, east on I-70 through Lee Summit, Lenexa, Overland Park, Olathe, down to Paola, and it is lifting north into the main part of the city, and it's all tied into this weather feature. We're tracking two weather features. One is this. There's a curl right here that is responsible for this widespread heavy rain, and there is a cold front off to the west. This one will be responsible for scattered showers and thunderstorms. So let's take care of the first one first, because once that goes by, this heavier rain will shift off to the east, and it's moving northeast now closer to 40 miles per hour. It's accelerated a little bit, but you can see how the heavy rain has spread up into the city, but the back edge, since it's moving northeast at 40 miles per hour, will get into Overland Park by 9:06. Kansas City by 9:19, and Richmond by 10:11. So that means between 9 and 10 a.m., the heavy rain will shut off from west to east across the city. And then we turn to the second weather feature, the front, and that will produce some scattered showers and thunderstorms through the rest of the morning till about 2 or 3 in the afternoon when this front goes by. And when the front goes by, the rain chances go down to near zero. How much rain has fallen so far? Well, most locations have seen about 1 to 2 inches of rain. Up near the airport, it's been around a ½ inch, and there's been some other pockets of around a ½ inch. And total another 1 to maybe 2 inches of rain before this is all over. That rain coming through the city now is coming down at the rate of about 1 to 2 inches per hour. So that'll bring our totals to about 1 to 4 inches. So at noon, could be around 70 degrees. There's the heavier rain moving off to the east. And then you can see these little scattered showers and thunderstorms right until 3 p.m. when the front comes through. I can see the front coming through a little faster than this, which may mean it won't get up well into the 70s, but around 70. And then the front moves by, takes the rain with it, and by 5 p.m. we are in the 60s under a mostly cloudy sky. And then fall begins at 2:50 in the morning, and tomorrow morning it will finally feel like fall. In the low to mid 50s, a few clouds around. There could be a little fog in a few spots, but 40s up in northern Missouri, so looking really good. And then tomorrow, the first day of fall, absolutely beautiful in the 70s with abundant sunshine, light wind, and low humidity. And it is now really pouring here at the station. 72 degrees for today. Heavy rain ending 9 to 11 a.m. from west to east, then scattered showers and thunderstorms until 2 to 4 p.m. Then a great evening tonight, dropping into the 50s by morning, decreasing clouds. Fall begins at 2:50. There could be a little fog by tomorrow morning, and then great first day of fall there, 78 degrees and less humid. And on the 7-day forecast, there are more rain chances later Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but not quite like what we've been dealing with. And it was really,
I mean, just since you started talking over there, it has just started to dump, and we can hear it up on the roof.
We're into that heavy band. This is about 1 to 2 inches of rain per hour rate. So that's going to go over Arrowhead over the next hour before it ends. Yep.
Hold on, tailgaters. Hold on. All right. Arrowhead has a lot of cool new foods to offer this year, and here's a look at a couple of them. Theme is barbecue. You're looking at the State Line Barbecue Stack, the barbecue brisket waffle sandwich, if I can say that, and the new vegetarian option out there, cauliflower wings with curly fries. It looks delicious. Welcome to Yumtown. We'll be right back. 8:25 now. Today is the last day for the Plaza Art Fair. As Jeff mentioned before, the rain is forecast for the day, but didn't seem to damper the crowds out there yesterday. Many people visiting mentioned that they didn't care about the rain. They just wanted to see some great art, and man, was that the place to do it. Artists are thankful for the tents and the shields they had in place to keep their products safe. The vendors are from all around the world and said despite the rain, there's more people out and about than what they've seen at other festivals.
Probably didn't come as prepped, but I mean, for the most part, it tends to keep the rain out. And I think it's usually okay unless it's just pouring, which is kind of what happened. So that's that.
Hopefully stop, but amazingly people are here, even rain.
All right, so not ideal conditions for an art fair, but still pretty good. The art fair picks back up starting at 11 today, just after Jeff said much of the heavy stuff will pass through us. So keep that in mind. It'll end at 5. All right, here's a live look at Arrowhead. Man, ooh, it looks brutal out there right now. We'll have more coverage coming up. It's currently 66 degrees out there. Jeff will have you update on your forecast. Headed out the door. You're watching 41 Action News. Clear, complete coverage.
You're watching 41 Action News.
Gates are open at Arrowhead, at least to the parking lot, but the rain is still coming down. The heavy rain started early this morning, and we're expecting another round to hit here pretty soon. We have team coverage this morning. Jordan Betts is at Arrowhead, seeing what tailgaters are doing to stay dry from all that rain. But we want to start with meteorologist Jeff Penner, who's got a little bit of good news for us. Jeff.
Yeah, the feature that is causing this heavy rain is moving a little faster. Now, out at Arrowhead, it is coming down pretty good. It's actually going to get a little heavier here very shortly. And out at the Plaza Art Fair, look at the plaza. It is pouring rain. But the Plaza Art Fair is from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. And the weather will be much more improved from it is right now. 66 degrees in Kansas City, 67 Lee Summit, 68 in Warrensburg, 67 in Olathe. Here is Arrowhead. There is Kauffman Stadium. And the heavy rain is just off to the west and south. And when we widen out, there's some really heavy downpours around south of downtown. That is going to move off to the northeast, but you can see other heavy downpours all the way back to Overland Park, south to Paola, and it's all tied to this disturbance we've been tracking all morning long, now northwest of Pleasanton. So 2 weather features to track today. It's this disturbance here that's going to take the heavy rain with it once it goes by, and then a cold front approaching from the west. It'll come in around 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and between the heavy rain and the front, there'll be some scattered showers and thunderstorms, and then the rain will come to an end after that front goes by. So let's track this disturbance first. It is moving northeast, and it has accelerated, and so that is actually good news for tailgating and the game. Moving northeast at about 40 miles per hour, so getting into Overland Park by 9 o'clock, Kansas City by 9:30, Independence by about 9:40, Warrensburg by 10:30. So the back edge will move through Arrowhead between 9 and 10 in the morning, and when it does, the heavy rain will shut off, and then it'll become just scattered as you wait the front to come through this afternoon. So it's going to get up to about 71 right around kickoff. The heavy rain ends by 10 a.m., then scattered rain until 2 to 4 p.m. So at 10 a.m., that's when the heavy rain and thunderstorms will end. Between now and the next hour and a half, you can get some areas of flash flooding and ponding of water. That's when you can hydroplane, so just be careful of that. At 72 at noon, a few showers and thunderstorms, actually the high 72, and then at 3 p.m. 70 scattered showers and thunderstorms. And then fall begins tonight, and we'll look at that first day of fall here in just a few minutes. Let's go out to Jordan Betts out at Arrowhead. How are things going out there?
I mean, the rain is really coming down. Just kind of take a look at my feet. You can see that the water is kind of coming down. Come on through. She's got some shoes on. Maybe not the shoes to have on this morning.
No, ma'am. No.
Where's your rain boot?
I left them.
You left him? Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, the rain is really coming down, as you can see here. Tailgaters are kind of hiding behind their tents because, watch out, because, well, it is a little rainy out here. How are you guys staying dry this morning?
Barely.
Barely. You think this is going to hurt the Chiefs today?
Never.
Never? What do you think the score is going to be this afternoon?
As long as we win, who cares what the score is going to be?
Okay, I like that. Who cares? So yeah, the rain, Jeff, it really coming down. You can see it starting to kind of flood in some parts of this area, but not stopping fans from taking shelter and cheering on the Chiefs. That's for sure. We'll send it back to you.
Yeah, who cares what they're going to be? Just as win, right? Yeah, I like what that guy has to say. All right, you can see the fans are ready for their home game at the start of the season off, right? So are you. Here's what you need to know. Kickoff against the Ravens is set for noon. Parking lots, as you saw, are now open. Stadium gates open at 10 a.m. And the folks at Arrowhead want to remind you, the parking spaces are for cars, not equipment. A $40 pass gets you one parking spot. You can't unload all of your stuff into the other spots nearby. Don't be that guy. If you have an oversized vehicle like a minibus or a trailer, you must get a special pass. For the Chiefs' 60th season in the NFL, Arrowhead wanted to spruce itself up a bit. If you are going to the home opener, you might notice some things as you take your seat in the stadium today. If you have tickets to the Upper Bowl, you'll be getting new seats with cup holders. This is a big deal. A lot of people talking about this. Last April, the Jackson County legislature approved the plan to update the seats. When they pulled the old ones out, new waterproof coating was also applied to the upper deck. The Lamar Hunt Legacy seats were also added this offseason. Every home game, the 2 seats will be reserved for special Chiefs fans. The Chiefs asked the community to nominate people they felt made a difference, and after looking through the applications, 8 people were chosen. The selected honorees will be recognized during the game. Now, some seats were taken out of the west side of the stadium to make room for an all-new drum deck. It's near section 335 and 336. It's now a permanent location for the team's game day tradition. Now, before, you may remember, crews had to wheel the drum on and off the field. Not anymore. As you get ready to get to the game today, remember, if you buy a Chiefs ticket for a home game, you must access it online through the Chiefs app. When it comes to game day, a screenshot will not do. You must also have tickets physically pulled up in the app. The same goes for parking passes. All 32 teams in the NFL are using the digital ticketing for entry. If you are wanting to go to the game last minute, there are still tickets available on Ticketmaster's website. Tickets are still available for Sunday's game, today's game, I should say. The lowest price on Ticketmaster starts $70, 70, 75, what is it? Yeah, $70 there, each for the upper deck. You can get the blue sections to see the available seats and their prices. Since 41 Action News is now the new home of the Chiefs, each weekend you can watch the Hy-Vee Chiefs Insider. Coming up at 10:30, we'll have that show right here on KSHB. Every Saturday night, you can watch it at 6:30 p.m. and then on KMCI at 10:30 p.m. That's every weekend throughout the season right here on your new home of the Chiefs. All right, 8:34 now. I want to get to some breaking news. Jackson County Sheriff's Office is investigating a shooting where at least 5 people were hurt at a Metro nightclub. It happened around 3:30 this morning at the Spot Club near 435 and 23rd Street. This is in the Blue Summit area. 5 victims were brought to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. We're working to learn more details. We'll bring you updates as soon as we get them. KCPD is investigating another shooting. Officers found 2 victims outside a car. One died at the hospital. The other is critically hurt. Witnesses saw 2 men run from the scene. Officers urge anyone with any information to come forward. Police are also investigating a shooting in KCK. This one happened Saturday afternoon on North 50th Terrace. Someone was hurt, but not seriously. The investigation's ongoing there. And KCPD are looking for an inmate who escaped the Heartland Center for Behavioral Change. Inmates Jeffrey Young and that man there, Robert Taylor, both got out on Saturday. Officers quickly found Young in a nearby parking garage. He's in custody, but officers have not located Taylor. Take a look at your screen. If you know anything about where this man is, you're asked to call the police department.
Pretty good rain coming down out at Arrowhead, although it's let up just a little bit. It's also raining pretty significantly out here on the plaza for the Plaza Art Fair. We're going to track the end to the heavy rain here coming up in just a few minutes.
8:39 now. New research shows that teen vaping has doubled within just 2 years. E-cigarettes have led to hundreds of hospitalizations due to lung issues. And experts believe it's linked to at least 8 deaths, including one in Kansas and one in Missouri. In today's Your Health Matters report, Lindsay Shively talked to a local doctor about why we need to be concerned.
While those investigations continue into what is causing those deaths and serious illnesses related to vaping with e-cigarettes like these, we're left to wonder, why is this happening? So we are here with Dr. Eric Peters at Overland Park Regional Medical Center's Pediatric Critical Care Unit. I wanted to start with asking, is it really safe to inhale anything to a point, Doctor?
Well, in general, no. If you've ever inhaled pepper, you know that to be true. But so much of the lungs' immune system and the body's protection for our lungs is located from the neck up. We cough, we sneeze, our nose filters particles. We have a cough and a gag and an active other measures that keep things out of our lungs. When you inhale something in, you bypass 90% of the protections for the lung. Well, a lot of the commercial products, you do know what's in them, and they can at sometimes have a very high content of nicotine, which is fueling a whole nother generation of nicotine addiction. But beyond that, there's lots of off the street products, and kids are adding their own methods to this by adding THC, by putting the oils directly on the heating element to get a bigger nicotine dose. So there's a lot, even though you know what's in the cartridge, that's not necessarily what's going into your lungs with these other methods.
Are you surprised from the medical standpoint that, we talked about not knowing what the long-term effects might be for some of this, but now we're faced with short-term issues now?
Correct. As short as a year ago, we were concerned, what is this going to do to our kids long-term? Is this the same as smoking? And now, as the illnesses pile up, as the deaths are starting to present, we're much more concerned about the acute effects, and that may be much more dangerous than we ever thought.
Oh, Dr. Peters, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that was Anchor Lindsay Shively for this week's edition of Your Health Matters. We'll be right back.
Good morning, everybody. Sporting KC is hanging on to their slim playoff chances, but it's not looking good. They're 7 points out of the last playoff spot with 4 games left to play. They are still fighting. Sporting KC hosting Colorado. How about getting things started 2 minutes into the match? Graham Zusi with the beautiful cross. Watch this. That goes to Jerso Fernandez for the goal. Sporting strikes quickly. Then in the 13th minute, Ilie Sanchez finds Christian Namath on the goal. Sporting, they have a 2-0 lead. But Colorado breaks through in the 41st minute. It's Kai Kamara with the bicycle kick. The Rapids score 3 unanswered goals. Sporting falls 3-2.
I think this is just hand up, basically the same way that started. Now we gotta just focus on what's coming next season, and hopefully we will do better, because this season was bad for everybody.
The Royals in Minnesota facing the Twins for Game 3. An explosive 9th inning for the boys in blue. The game tied at 5, but Cheslor Cuthbert hits a 2-run blast to left. The Royals just getting started. Adalberto Mondesi slaps this ball through the infield. That scores Whit Merrifield, part of a 7-run 9th inning. Royals win this one 12-5.
50 miles. It's just a bunch of fighters in the dugout and guys that play for each other. And, it's been a tough year, no doubt about it. But, these guys are battling every night.
The 12th annual Coaches vs. Cancer event took place in downtown KC. Lots of big sports names at this event, including new UMKC men's basketball head coach Billy Donlin and women's head coach J.C. Hoyt. Certainly quite a buzz around UMKC basketball.
I think the people of Kansas City will be excited by the product, how hard our kids play, the way they play. What the rebranding of Sweeney is awesome.
A new logo, a new court, a new conference in a year. I mean, everything about it, I would just say momentum is the word that I would use right now.
There was some high school football on a Saturday afternoon. Center and Van Horn from William Chrisman. First quarter, Stingers up for the Yellow Jackets. Liddell Williams pouncing on the ball. Center ball, very next play. Chris Farrer gets the rock. Farrer weaving his way in and out for the 55-yard touchdown run. His third of the first quarter, 20-7 Center. Ensuing kickoff, it's Van Horn's Dravion Dalton doing his best Farrer impression, weaving back and forth himself. Nice kickoff return right there, but Center gets this one. They win 27-20. Meanwhile, University Academy hosting Sweet Springs yesterday. Lightning delay at the end of the first. The first play back after the delay, that's big Jarrett Fearing with the pick to set up the Greyhounds for Sweet Spring. Sure enough, very next play is sophomore Cole Lovercamp. Love that name right there. Great name, great game, all the way down inside the 20. Few plays later, they punch it in with Grant Nittmeyer. Rough game for the Griffins. They fall in this one 52-0. That is your look at sports. Have a beautiful day.
Now, here's Kansas City's most accurate forecast from meteorologist Jeff Penner.
Thanks, Ryan. It is going to be a beautiful day, and sometimes rain is beautiful, but also the heavy rain is going to come to an end here sooner than later, and that is